friends, welcome back to my channel. If you guys are new, welcome. Thank you for clicking on my video. My name is Dina. I hope you guys don't mind. I have some tea here. I have a little bit of a tickle in my throat and I think it's because I left my window open one night and the weather's starting to get a little cooler and I should have closed my window. This happens to me every single time it's a little bit chilly and I have my window open. I always get a little bit of a tickle, so I have some immune tea here in my elephant mug, of course. So today's video is all about you. So if you clicked on this video, I just want to give you, let me put my tea down, a little applause. I'm trying not to spill my tea. I just wanted to give you an applause for taking the time to invest in yourself, because we all live really busy lives and sometimes we get so caught up in life and things that are happening that we don't really take the time to invest in ourselves, in our mental health, in our happiness. So I just wanted to applaud you for that. So today we're going to be talking about 10 questions that you should be regularly asking yourself. Now these can be related to a specific decision or specific event or something that you're going through in your life, or it could be honestly a general question that you can ask yourself in a journal prompt. Make sure you guys take some notes. I have a journal here where I like to do a lot of like personal growth type things, reflection. So if you don't have like a reflection type journal, I recommend getting one. I got this one from Indigo. It's really pretty. It's got like gilded gold. You don't have to get anything fancy. Honestly, you can just get something at the dollar store, but I like to invest in a really pretty journal for something that I'm going to be using fairly regularly. But yeah, get whatever honestly like calls to you. If you don't have a journal right now, just get a piece of paper or get your phone and take a note, and then you could always, get a journal after. But yeah, without any further ado, let's get into 10 questions that you should be regularly asking yourself. All right, so the first question, we're going to dive really deep, and this might be a little bit overwhelming, but deep breaths, it's okay. This is something I feel like not a lot of people ask themselves because they are afraid to ask themselves this, and I think it's because they're afraid of a disappointment, they're afraid of sounding stupid, looking stupid, and that is, what is your biggest, deepest desire in life? What are your goals? What are your dreams? What do you really want out of life? And this could be a dream job, this could be some trip or event or something that you want to fulfill in your life, but what is your deepest desire in life? And this may not, surface really quickly. You might be sitting there at your journal for a while and be like, I don't know what I want. And it's because we've been almost like brainwashed in a way. Our society is very robotic. Like, we go through school and you're like, these are your options. This is how you get there. These are the courses you need to take. We are very much given this like almost like it's like a blueprint of what we are supposed to do in our society, and we're not really encouraged so much to go for our dreams, our desires, things that really, really spark that passion within us. And we are also taught that like our dreams are something that are unachievable, our dreams are something that are unrealistic, and that going for them is just dangerous. You risk, financial issues, like you risk not having enough money to survive in this economy. Like, there's so many things against us in our dreams that we don't really take the time to really focus on them. Like, when we're a kid we are, because our imagination is just like exploding. We're very innocent in a way, and we haven't quite been tainted by our society and our societal beliefs. Try to like go back to that childlike state almost. Like, do almost like a meditation, just like bring yourself back to when you're a child. What did you want? What did you love? What sparked that passion within you? What made you really excited? And then write down, just like keep writing. It doesn't have to like be poetic. It doesn't have to look grammatically correct or anything. This is just for you. So just write down whatever comes to your mind, whatever you think about, and try to get a sense about what your deepest desire in life is. And don't be like scared or embarrassed, because technically you don't have to share your journal with anybody. This is just for you. You'll have a lot easier time making decisions in your life if you know yourself better. A lot of us don't take the time to really get to know ourselves. So that's why this question is very important. All right, guys, so question number 2, what can I do to grow? And we are always growing, we're always learning. It doesn't stop at school. And I think that is one issue that a lot of us run into, is that we feel like we're stuck. Like, once we get to a certain point in life, we're like, okay, so this is what I've been doing for a while. This is all I know. I guess I've had to stick with it. And that's not the case. I mean, like, like growth isn't stagnant. You don't just like hit like 30 and then that's it. That's the end of your learning. We learn our entire life. So if there's something new that you want to learn, if there's some other way that you can grow and it's going to help you in a way, maybe you want to completely change careers. And I think that's another misconception too in life, is that we believe that like, oh, we go to school, we become this, and this is what we do for the rest of our lives. You know, like I went to school to become a nurse, so I have to be a nurse for the rest of my life. I went to school to become a teacher. I have to do that for the rest of my life. I became a personal trainer. I have to be a personal trainer for the rest of my life. That's not the case. And the thing is, we are all constantly growing and changing every single day. We are coming across new experiences. We're evolving. So it's kind of impossible to just like expect someone to do the exact same career for their entire lifetime unless it's something they are absolutely so over the moon passionate about and they want to do it for the rest of their life. By all means, do that. But if you get sick of doing something after like 10 years, 20 years, or maybe even 5 years, there's no rule book that says that you have to stick with that. You can be 50 and decide to change your course, your career path. Maybe you've been working for a company for 25 years and you're like 55 and this is not making you happy anymore. Take a course, learn something new. Maybe you want to start your own company. Like there's no rule that says that you have to stick with something. So always ask yourself, how can I grow? So I want you guys to write that down on your piece of paper or your journal. How can I grow? What are things that you want to learn? What are things that you want to improve on? And how can you do that? What can you do? What resources are available for you to grow? All right, so this next one is super, super important, and the one to follow is very much related to it as well. And it is to ask yourself, am I respecting myself and am I respecting my time? These are super important. When you go through life, there's going to be people that aren't respecting you, and by you letting them disrespect you, you're not respecting yourself. So if there's someone who's really taking advantage of you, then you can ask yourself, well, am I respecting myself? Am I respecting my time? If the answer is no, then you know there's something that you have to do about that. So that brings me to the next question. What boundaries do I need to put into place? So we all need to set boundaries in our life, because if we don't set boundaries, then people are going to take advantage of us. There's going to be times where we are just so overwhelmed. It's really important to put boundaries into place because these are what's going to honestly keep us sane. Everybody needs boundaries, and boundaries are also really important for those people that are just like soul suckers. I call them soul suckers, like those people that just really take advantage of you, really take advantage of your time. They have like no consideration for your feelings, for all the other things that you have on your plate. You have to watch out for those people. So really setting boundaries is very important, and it's something that you're gonna have to do. Sometimes it's hard to set boundaries, especially if for people that are a little bit more superior to us, whether it is a manager or boss or whoever it may be. Sometimes it's scary to put boundaries into place, but if you are very unhappy and if you are feeling uncomfortable, for example, like if you're in an uncomfortable situation, it is very, very important for you to set boundaries for yourself. So number 5, I want you guys to ask, what is my intuition telling me? Now, if you're just doing this as a journal prompt, you can ask yourself this question and honestly just write down the first thing that comes to your mind, because the first thing that pops there is your intuition. So what is your intuition telling you? What do you feel? What do you feel like you need to do in that exact moment? But I want you guys to start asking yourself this question when you are stuck in certain situations or you're put in a place where you have to make a really hard decision. Then you really need to ask yourself, what is my intuition telling me? Obviously, we do want to use our logical side of our brain, and we do want to think things through, maybe make a pros and a cons list, like do that, but also don't forget to listen to your intuition, because I feel like sometimes we get too caught up in our thinking brain and we're just like always thinking that we can't actually make a decision. I have a history of doing that and being very indecisive, but I've started to really focus on what my heart's telling me and what I feel is right and what I feel like I need to do in that exact moment. And so far it hasn't led me down the wrong path. Like my intuition's always led me to a place where I'm happy and secure. And even if in the moment I thought like, well, that was really stupid, why did I follow my intuition then? Down the line, I kind of see why I had to make that decision, because it kind of like paved the way for something else in my life. So things happen for a reason, and that's why you need to start to trust yourself more. So make sure to reminder, always ask yourself, what is my intuition telling me? Okay, so question number 6. This is very, very important, guys. I want you to ask yourself, what am I proud of? Take the moment to really reflect and ask yourself, what are you proud of? What have you done that you are absolutely so proud of? And make a list. It doesn't have to be one thing. Make a list of everything that you've done, everything that you have become. This is something that we don't ask ourselves very often, and sometimes we're very caught up in all the things that we can't do, or we believe we can't do, or the things that we're struggling with, and we forget to think about the things that we have accomplished in our life. And we all have accomplished many amazing things in our life, but we don't appreciate that. So I want you to take a pen and a paper and write down the things that you are proud of. Even if you don't get around to all these other journal prompts because you're not a journaler, please at least do this one question for me. What are you proud of? What have you accomplished in your life that you are proud of? And if you sit down for like 2 seconds and you're like, I've got nothing to be proud of, that is not true. You're just being hard on yourself. You absolutely have at least like 50 things to be proud of that you've done in your life. So take the time to really reflect, look back on everything, like from your childhood. It can be something that you did as a kid, or in elementary school, or in high school, college. Like, just look at every single point, like major stepping stone in your life, and think about all the things that you are proud of, that you have done. And you will see that you are an amazing person and you're capable of anything. And if you don't believe it, like, you have the proof right there in front of you on that piece of paper. So please at least do this question for me. And honestly, it's not for me. I mean, please do this question for you, because it's definitely gonna help you out. So the next question I want you to ask yourself, and it's kind of similar to the first question I asked, but it's a little bit different. And the question is, what makes me light up? Now, it's not necessarily like what's my deepest desire in terms of like accomplishing things. When I say what makes me light up, I mean like just things in life that make you happy. Like, for example, like seeing my plants every day makes me light up. When I wake up in the morning and I see my golden pathos just hanging over my head, that makes me light up. When I see my birds in the morning, or at the end of the day when they hear me come home and they're chirping, they get all excited when they see me, that makes me light up. Seeing my family, my friends makes me light up. There's just so many little things in life that we all enjoy, and I want you to come up with a list of all the things that make you light up. And you might find that some of these things may help with some sort of decision or something that you are trying to figure out in your life. Maybe you don't really know what career path to choose, or you feel like you need a career path change after many years. Well, start writing down the things that make you light up, because maybe these will actually help you understand yourself more. You'll gain a little bit more clarity on the question at hand. Okay, so number 8, and I feel like everybody will come across a point in their life where they need to ask themselves this question. Now, this may not be relevant to you in this moment. I know that this is not relevant to me in this moment, but it was definitely relevant in my life a few years ago. And that question is, are these people healthy for me? And are there people that I need to eliminate or cut out of my life? And sometimes this is really hard, but sometimes there are toxic people in our lives. And I'm not saying that the person themselves is toxic. Sometimes maybe they are a little bit toxic because they're working on some things themselves, but sometimes there's just certain friendships that shouldn't happen. Like, sometimes you're toxic to each other. It can be so many different situations, but you need to ask yourself, like, if someone is really, really affecting your mental health and they're just not a healthy person for you to be around, you really need to ask yourself, is this person healthy for me, or do they need to be cut out of my life? And sometimes it's a dramatic end and it's a fight, and unfortunately that happens. I prefer to just kind of like, slowly drift away from people if I feel like they're just not my people, not my crowd. And I found over the years, like, the more I have grown close to and have created friendships with people that are like-minded and after the same sort of things in life as I am and have very similar interests, the happier I am and the more I grow. And then we just kind of like, we teach each other things and we both grow. We all grow together. It's very important to surround yourself with like-minded people and people that are healthy for you, people that are, positive and looking to get the most out of life and really grow from each other. So really take a look at the people in your life, and if there's anybody that's extremely toxic, then you need to let them go. Okay, so question number 9. Now, this is extremely general, so this may not be so much a journal question or prompt, but more so a specific journal question prompt for like a specific issue that you're addressing. If that makes any sense, you'll understand once I tell you the question. So the question is, how do I feel about this? So I want you guys to start asking your question whenever you're put in an uncomfortable situation, or any situation for the matter. I want you to ask yourself, how do I feel about this? What is your first instinct? What is your gut telling you? Again, it's kind of listening to your intuition, but it's more so getting down to like your feelings, like how you feel about something. Like maybe you're young and you are in a group of people that you just don't really feel like you should be around. Like maybe they're bad news, maybe they're doing something that you don't agree with, maybe something about the situation doesn't feel right. Ask yourself, how do I feel about this? Why am I feeling this way? This is what's going to help give you some clarity on how to get out of a situation, or like what choices to make. Every single decision, every place that you end up in your life, ask yourself, how do I feel about this? If I had asked myself this question many times in the past, if I had really listened to my gut, I would have made some different decisions in certain situations. I'm not saying that I like regret anything. I mean, you live and you learn, but this is an important question to ask yourself all the time. No matter what you're going through, no matter what is happening, how do I feel about this right now, and why do I feel this way? All right, guys, so question number 10, the very last question I want to mention today, although I'm sure there's so many other questions, so I might make a part 2 if some other things come up, but I want you to ask yourself, am I doing this for the right reasons? I think this is important in situations where we're trying to please other people, because if you are doing something just to please or make other people happy, then you're never going to be happy, right? So you need to really ask yourself this question, am I doing this for the right reasons? And this could be other things too, like it could be like maybe you're doing something out of selfish reasons. Obviously you want to be a little selfish because you want to take care of yourself. I mean, there's a balance there too, right? So it's very important to really reflect on why you're doing something, and it could be anything. Like whenever you're making a decision, whenever you are going for something, honestly it could be anything. Ask yourself, why do I want to do this? Why am I here? Am I doing this for the right reasons? Why am I doing this? Anyways, guys, those are my 10 questions to ask yourself. I really hope you guys gain something from this. I hope you guys really do take the time to journal things out, or just like write these questions down somewhere where you're gonna remember to look at them. You can ask yourself these honestly whenever you feel stuck, or whenever you have some sort of dilemma, or whatever it may be. I think it's really important to invest that time in reflection. It's just gonna really help you get clear on what you want and what's gonna make you happy. So I really hope you take the time to do this. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up and leave a comment if you'd like. I'd really appreciate it. And don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. I would love for you to join the family and click that bell notification just to let you know when I've uploaded a new video. I hope you guys have an amazing day, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.